It is a little thingo, mate.
Oh, let's get out of the way of cars. Yeah.
Hey, don't worry about that. I was just capturing a few live action stills, as they say. You know.
It's so small. I saw that coming. I think these chaps saw it coming as well. How are you today, Ed?
Good, mate. Good. Tom.
Yes. Hello.
How are you feeling, buddy?
I feel really good, mate.
Yeah, got the camera on you already, mate. Right. So. Joel, entering as an individual today, mate. How you going?
Pretty good.
Yeah, excited?
I am. Yeah, it'll be my third one, so know what to expect. And yeah, just gotta stay up to the front and have a good day.
Yeah, I need to get fit. Got the bug and get free race gym. Yeah, right. It's good. That's proper race. It's tiny. Yeah. Alright, see you out there, bud.
On your way back, yeah? Well, we're off.
Welcome to the Melbourne to Warrnambool 2020 Melbourne Warrnambool race. It was very fun. I'm talking now, Terence, and you also hear Dad in the editing little suite we have.
Yep, that's me.
And I'm not sure if you all know this, but we both sort of edit, so we're both now behind the microphone going to discuss what happened in the Melbourne to Warrnambool.
So this point here, I'm actually walking back to the car in case you weren't aware, and the cars are lined up for miles behind us or behind you guys, and I'm actually thinking to myself, I'm not going anywhere. But when I passed these guys just coming up here, we actually skipped past them. When I passed the guys on the side of the road that were giving directions, I turned around and said, hey, did you see any bike riders going this way?
And riding the Princess was really fun. It's like 5 lanes of road you can use, and it definitely has that sort of whirlwind effect and whirlpool effect, or washing machine, where you go round and you pass, you get past. It's definitely like a washing machine.
So this is you going onto the freeway now, isn't it? Just
yeah,
at this point here,
we're still in the neutral zone.
We're still in neutral zone. You're still approaching the freeway entrance.
Yeah, and we're all fighting for a good position here, and it definitely looks as close as that. We were definitely within, if you raise your fingers up from the bars or from the shifters, you're touching someone's leg or you're touching someone. So we're actually really shoulder to shoulder here, and it's definitely quite fun being that close together.
Yeah, I'm watching you guys, and you guys are actually going over the fog lane here on both sides of the road. There's no fog lane on the left-hand side, but there's a tiny few inches on the right-hand side. That looked really close. Is that scary at all?
It's not scary. I like to think of it as being you're alert to know where you are, and you know where you are, as long as you don't get anxious, then everything's alright. If you stay cool, calm, and collected, then nothing bad will happen.
And we just saw the police lights there. You had police in front and behind you.
Yeah. So we have to say we didn't really get any less motos from the start to the finish. They sort of scream past ahead of us to make sure that the road is closed ahead of us. So when we actually get to a certain point along the route, it's closed, and so they're constantly going past us. And there were some points where they were really desperate to try and get around, and there's not much space for them to get around. It's really tight.
So, as we're going down here, this is 3 lanes wide, this road, and it's got lots and lots of space. You guys are taking up all the space you can get. This is not like even a crit race where you've got 2 lanes. You've got 3 wide freeway lanes, plus a breakdown lane on each side.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, if there's space, someone's going to take it. And it's definitely very true here. And, you know, this is a big pelo. There's NRS in here, there's A grade in here, there's B grade in here, there's C grade in here. That's easily 150 riders.
And you also got the women's grades in here as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And they rode through the whole same race as you guys this year, which they do every year, I think, nowadays.
Yeah,
but
every year, yeah. There's just a little bit less of them. It's a shame that there is no sort of NRS women's category, I think. I think it's just women's, but I'm not too sure.
So, we've got to make our way into Geelong at this stage, and we've got a long way to get to Geelong. But looks like you guys are moving. What speed were you doing along through here?
I think we're doing it maybe 40, 45, peaks around 50. I think at this stage we're only doing just over 40 odd kilometers an hour. I think during this whole period it's a bit hectic to try and get to the front, and so that when we get onto those narrow roads we're in a good position, and if there's a crosswind that we can hold the wheel and make sure that when it comes down to the really tight points we're safe at the front.
And you're moving right up to the front now. You're going over the ripple strips along the road, the fog line ripple strips. What was that like on a bike?
It's not easy.
At that speed?
Yeah, it's not nice. It's a bit rough, but it's not that bad. It's not. You don't hear like a so it's okay.
Well, and look at the rubbish that's on the road there, Terence. You almost hit something just then.
Yeah, I know. Well, I didn't really have much of a choice, you know. I mean, when the whole peloton moves right, you can't really. You have to follow with it, and I'm sort of following this guy here from ACA, following the wheel, trying to get into that breakaway.
You had Ben Perry there along with your own teammates. It must have been a lot of fun when you saw those guys coming around at times.
It is very much high honour to race with someone who races in the World Tour. It is a very good feeling that knowing that, you know, there's some really good riders here. It's really enjoyable.
So you got all the way to the front, mate, and suddenly you're being punched back and already.
Yeah,
what's that like?
It's a washing machine. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. The tough part is holding your position, and very difficult when there's 4 lanes.
Now, look, I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to put little windshield wipers on our cameras by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think so too. It was a little bit damp at the start of the race. It was raining when we were getting there, and luckily it didn't rain during the race. It just rained before it.
Now, if you actually put on the camera footage from my dash cam, you'd see me on the road right now behind you, behind about 1,000 cars.
Yeah, well, they have to build up somewhere. It's pretty good having NRS races where they are fully closed roads.
And that was the beauty of it too. I mean, yeah, a few people didn't understand what was going on, but as you can see right there, they had to wait. They saw the bikes going past, and they just had to be patient and move around and wait for you guys to get off the freeway.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
It's no big deal.
Wait 5 minutes. It's 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it was pretty early. I mean, a lot of cars around that early in the morning.
It is. Yeah.
But
no disrespect to them. They have to get the places, and we also have to get the places. All being Warrnambool at 1:30.
Yes. And that was it too. I mean, this was really the biggest section that had the most number of cars on it, and having it closed is the only way to be safe.
Yeah, exactly. We want to make sure that everyone's happy and real good. Now, get back to the race.
Talking of that window wiper that we need on the cameras, it's getting pretty bad out there, mate. Was it still raining at this stage?
It wasn't raining. It was maybe there was some drizzle, but definitely we're moving faster now. and we are going downhill, so we're going to be moving faster. It's just that the roads are just wetter at this point, so it might have just rained at this point on the road more. Yeah.
And we're heading into Geelong. So we're about to do the big descent into Geelong that then turns off and goes up into the freeway.
We don't quite go like through Geelong in the freeway. We sort of turn off it just before it.
Oh, goodness gracious. Did you see the hand waving there?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the dent in the road?
Yeah.
The dent in the road, there was enough of a gap in the road there to actually park a truck, I reckon.
Well, I mean, it is just a shoulder, and the shoulders don't always get maintained on these roads, so we've got to make sure that we've got to have our wits about us. And luckily enough, that the race has just started, and we're all pretty alert. We also have that caffeine shot in us in the first day, in the first couple of mornings. Yeah.
Now, you got two people jumping off the front here.
Well, yeah, I thought I'd give them some company, say hello, and pull a turn and see if I can make two new friends.
So a bit of a touch of the wheels, as it were, as a friendship.
I think so. A bit of a tap on the back. I'm coming through.
Anyone come with you at this stage, or were you on your own?
I think I jumped off on my own. I always like to make sure that when I jump to a breakaway, I'm always on my own. But
you're not even 5 kilometres into the race now. Did you actually think to yourself, you've got 255 kilometres to go, and you're already jumping into the
yeah, but
breakaway?
If you think about it, we're also 50 odd kilometres from the feed zone as well, and we're also a couple of kilometres from the first intermediate sprint, and also from the first comm as well. So there are different points in the race where it does matter to be somewhere important. Because Aiden got on the top step of the podium because he took a risk early on to get himself some intermediate sprint points.
This is a big grader you're passing here on a Avalon.
I don't think so.
447.
Not. No, I think it'd be NRS. Yeah.
447. That's a big number. That's a deep number.
Well, there are a couple of riders here, Dad. Don't be disrespectful, mate. Come on.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying that was a deep number.
I think you're looking too far into it, mate. You're overthinking it. Mate.
So as we're looking here, we've got Informer surrounding you. You've got Bridge Lane. You've got Oliver's. You got a couple of your own teammates. There's Aiden, Callum coming through. Yep.
There's a who's who of teams here, Dad.
Yeah, it really is all the colours of the Tour de France here right now, without being in the Tour de France, isn't it? It's just all colours.
Yeah, well, NRS, there's going to be lots of teams.
Oh, gee, I like how Callum digs deep there. Did you see that? He bends his whole back into it to dig deep.
You got to make sure that you're protecting your front wheel, and everyone just trying to protect their front wheel. And as you see, the moto drivers always going back and forth with the Palo.
Yeah, well, I was with them a lot of the time as well, because when I was taking photos on the side and video on the side of the road, they'd come up beside me to make sure that I wouldn't drive onto the road.
Yeah.
And talking to them all the day. They get up to some good speeds as well, Terence. I'm not going to go into what speeds they go into. I mean, this video is going to be seen by a lot of people, but they do get up some good speeds as well.
Yeah.
Luckily, the police are there to make sure that everyone behaves.
Well, they are. I'm sure they are very attuned to how safely they have to be.
I'm sure they are. They're fully trained on marshalling and doing moto pace racing marshalling. Some of these guys do other racing as well, and marshalling for other types of races as well, including motorcycle racing. So they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Back to the race. Personally, I like to move up through the peloton when we're going up a slight incline, just because I've got more time to move through the bunch.
Now, that looked like Aiden jumping off the front at the very front there? He was on his own for 31 kilometres.
He was on his own for a fair like a time. I'm not sure when he got off the front. I'm pretty sure he got off the front just about when I had a little tumble, which you will see very shortly, actually. As I was chasing to get back on the back of the bunch, I missed some action. I was very much feeling FOMO. If you ever seen How I Met Your Mother, I was definitely the Blitz.
You were the Blitz that day.
I was the Blitz that day.
Oh, no,
it was a shame.
So this is the crash is just coming up now, isn't it?
Yeah, we're very shortly to it. It's very hard to see what happened just because the Osmo Action and and GoPros and any other sport action cameras don't show depth of that very well. so it's quite hard to see.
Well, they're all infinity focused, so
Yeah.
they just don't show you what you want to see sometimes.
But you know, I was speaking to one of the guys. He came down, the guy who came down the heaviest and the first, and he's got one side of the story. I haven't sort of spoken to the guy who may have caused it because he's from Victoria. He's not from Victoria.
Let's look at it like this. You didn't cause it, but you were in it.
I was just caught up in it. I was sort of just wrong place, wrong time, and even though I was still towards the front, I was still in the wrong place, the wrong time.
So this was after you got back on the Princess Highway, and this
Yeah.
is now heading in towards Colac.
Yeah, that's correct. So we're only a couple of kilometres away from the first feed zone, and we're still moving. So at the front, there are still attacks by the dozen trying to get away and to form that early breakaway.
So, right, we're almost there now at the crash. We've got people moving around you like crazy. We've got everyone lining themselves up. And then what happens is someone basically decides that they want to be in a spot that someone else is in.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The two people fighting for a spot for one person. That's how a lot of crashes happen. It's just two people fighting for a spot that can only fit one.
That was unfortunate. So we'll get to that spot shortly. Again, you know, we are talking about elite riders here, and you are finger width across from each other. A lot of times, as you say, you lift a finger up, you can actually touch the rider beside you. And during training, you actually do that as an exercise.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll bump Aiden's hand when we're riding along, and you know, if we're both attuned to what happens, and watch out for those motor riders who try to warn us of when the road sort of just goes and becomes grass.
Well, I mean, it's not a bike lane there, so let's be honest and
Yeah,
say
it's a shoulder. Yeah,
it's a shoulder, and it's
On
the right-hand
side,
shoulder.
Yeah. Just for you,
And you
Americans
guys-
and anyone who's not in Australia, we
Yeah.
drive on the left side, and the shoulder that is, you know, where you park is on the left side.
So let's be realistic here. You guys are being smartasses by taking the right-hand side. Of the
Well,
road.
we're on the right-hand side of the road because the wind is coming from our
I
onto
know,
our left
I
shoulders,
know.
and I mean, I'm in a perfect position in terms of saving energy.
Now, just to let everyone else know, hopefully, let me know when we get up to the crash point.
We're quite close to it now.
Okay, but right now, I've screwed up, and I'm going through the back of Colac because I turned left instead of right. So I missed you guys going into Colac. Otherwise, I would have known about your crash.
And so I purposely sort of let these two fellas in just because I sort of want to save some energy. And there it goes.
Oh!
Launch
Whoa! Oh!
And I was
Audio's into the red zone.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. And I was definitely launched. That bike was like a ramp for me, and you would have missed it. But as the bike was in midair, I did hear air escaping the tire, and as I was in midair, and I hear that tire going flat, I was thinking to myself, that better not be my bike.
There you
And
go.
it-
There's the team
unfortunately
car.
it was.
There's the team car right there, but you've actually got a spare now. We can hear the rubbing now, mate, from the brakes. Chip, 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 chip.
Yeah, so everyone in the paddock heard it, and I made some very good friends actually. Had some very nice comments from other riders saying, "Oh, this is like a metronome."
What a great shot.
Credit to you for putting the camera the way you did, and putting the lens like that. Yeah, placing it there. Nice drone though.
Lee Turner going through.
Yeah, Lee Turner is an interesting bloke. He's always fighting. He is.
So here we are approaching Princess Highway. This is about the 35k mark into the race.
I don't know.
I parked on the side of the road. Police said, "You can't go any further." I said, "I don't want to go any further. This is where I want to be."
What would it be?
Keep it up, boys. Keep going, team.
So this is after your crash.
Have we hit the Princess Highway for the second time? Third time? I'm not too sure.
Well, it's very unfortunate for this rider, but I've got some good news here. very soon. There we go. One of his riders comes up. Here comes his teammate. And by the time we got to the next section, those two were back on the peloton.
Well, I can neither confirm or deny this. I wasn't looking out for these two riders, I must say.
Just the sheer number of riders. Look at and cars and everything else. Just the numbers are so huge. Some more riders coming through from behind.
Been a tough race.
We're only 50k into 35k into it here.
Yeah, it's a tough day out.
It is indeed. And there we pan off. There's the Princess Highway right there. And
Straight to the stop sign.
straight through the stop sign, over the other side, down onto the Princess Freeway or Highway into Cole. While you guys are going that way, well, actually, you're not going to Colac yet. You're actually heading to Winchelsea, and this is just before Winchelsea here. The numbers of riders is huge. Look at them go. I was doing that completely blind. I was actually holding two cameras at once here.
Luckily, this worked out. Luckily.
I love that vision. Look at that. That's our thumbnail right there. And here we are on the Great Ocean Road.
Couple 100 kilometres away.
A couple of 100 kilometres away, exactly. Yeah, that would be 200 kilometres into the race. That's just before Port Campbell.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the winning breakaway right there.
Look at them go. Whoosh.
Paddy Burt.
Paddy was out doing it hard there.
I think at this point it is a cross tailwind, so it's going quite fast for this section.
Yeah, if you look here, I've actually got 3 cameras set up there, Terence. It's quite a production.
This is the sort of the first chasing group. Bridge lane, really putting in some efforts here. And as I say, it is a cross tailwind, so it's quite hard in this bunch.
You really get the feel for what the bunch looks like. We see all the cars. You think the cars are actually right beside them until they come up beside you and you actually see the cars are nowhere near them.
And then this is our bunch here.
You're sitting sweet inside the bunch. I can hear you already, Terence. Eek, 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 eek. Is that you, Terence? Eek, eek, eek.
Nah, it's
eek.
not me. It's the guy behind me.
Yeah.
No,
That's what the rest of the peloton said too.
It's my metronome. I'm actually eating it, comfortably eating some fruit bread. Thanks, team.
Whoosh. And here we are, right in the finish line.
Home stretch.
Home stretch.
Well, hats off to Brendan, who got the win.
Well done, Cyrus.
really good. Besides that, he had a vest on, so I was allowed to hide behind him.
Well done, Terence.
Yes, Terence there.
I went pretty early, like really early, and I thought, you know, with 100 metres to go, my legs literally stopped rotating pretty much, and yeah, I can't believe it.
Mate, obviously having last year a podium place in last year's event, was it a bit of a goal to try and go a couple of steps higher in 2020?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I say, I've done this race many times, and when I was really young, I had a good ride and made the sort of front group, and since then it's kind of stuck with me that, you know, I want to win that race. I've had a good family friend, Joel Pearson, won it a couple of times, and yeah, I kind of looked up to him, and I thought I'd do it.
Well, mate, you're going to have your name on that historic honour board, the Melbourne Warrnambool Cycling Classic. Our winner, a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Brendan Johnston from Team CCS Canberra.
How do you feel?
Oh, I don't feel that bad actually. I think I fueled pretty well and just really wanted to win. But
Got fourth. Fourth is good in the Warrnambool, mate. It's a big ride.
yeah, but fourth out of 4 guys in the front isn't very good, especially when I have a decent sprint. So
Yeah, it's a tough event though. And headwind, tailwind, what'd you have out there?
yeah, I had like on my stem I marked like a place to attack with like 8k to go, but then it was block headwind, and in that group of 4 I was kind of thinking, Freeberg's probably for sure a better sprinter than me. I know I can beat Marco usually, and the other guy was unknown, so I was thinking, maybe we'll just see. It's been a long race and I feel really good still, so maybe I can win from a sprint. But
Well, congratulations, Ben. Looks like
Thank
you
you.
had fun out there anyway, man.
thank you.
Hey. The rest of us. Across the lot of you.
Thanks for watching All But The Bike. You can watch these 2 videos up here. Subscribe here to keep up to date with my racing life. Don't forget to ring the bell. You can follow me on Instagram, Teejay_Hall. Follow me on Strava, Teejay Hall. And you can follow on Facebook, then click on Online Media. Thank you.